Hello, everybody. Cinephile Mike here with day 34 of Award Season Review Season 2. And today is a wrap on Based on a True Story week. But before I jump in, wow! Golden Globes last night. Some very interesting wins, and what a shift in the way some of the early conversations were happening. There were some films that we thought were going to take certain awards, and some we thought would walk away empty handed. And the reverse happened in some cases. I'm really getting too excited to see how award season continues to roll out. But we'll get to that later. But today, I am discussing Apple Original Films' Napoleon. Written by David Scarpa and directed by Ridley Scott, Napoleon is currently, as of this recording, sitting with a worldwide box office take of $213,404,089, with $61,204,089 domestically and $152,200,000 internationally. Now, award season wise, it was not nominated for any Golden Globes, but it has landed on the list thus far within award season for John T. Yates and David Crossman's costume design at the Critics' Choice Awards. Additionally, it has made 3 shortlists for the Academy Awards this year: makeup and hairstyling, sound, and visual effects. Also, as of the other day, the British Academy of Film and Television Arts, or the BAFTAs, and now that they're starting to share more information, they'll be coming into the conversation. Napoleon has made 8 of its long lists, including Outstanding Original British Film. Outstanding British Film, Cinematography, Costume Design, Makeup and Hair, Original Score, Production Design, Sound, and Visual Effects. Now, the plot. Napoleon, instead of covering the entire life of the former French emperor, it focuses on just over 20 years that cover the siege of Toulon during the French Revolution up through Napoleon's death at the age of 51 in 1821. Spoiler alert, Napoleon dies. It's based on a true story week, and I believe everyone has heard of Napoleon. So if that is a spoiler for you, my apologies. Now, throughout the course of the film, we will see how he met his wife Josephine, the ups and downs in his career of as a military general to when he goes to emperor, to his downfall, and the same with his, relationship challenges. Now, for those unfamiliar with the history of the French Revolution, the film will cover many of these battles and then follow some of the other battles, including the Battle of the Pyramids, the Battle of Austerlitz, and the infamous Battle of Waterloo. Now, in between battles, we see some other challenges Napoleon experienced related to infidelity, power, and righteousness. All right, some critiquing. That's really all I can say of the plot. One of the good things the film does, even at over a 2.5 hour runtime, is focus on Napoleon's career, at its peak. Some of the others, as we see from the short lists that the film does well, are the technical elements. The costumes and hair and makeup are all well done, and this is the type of fodder that award season goes for. Additionally, the film is at its best when it's presenting the war scenes and doesn't shy away from the blood or gore that is part of the war, as other films do. They don't just cut away when the bombs are thrown or the swords are, used. We see it. Now, this is a mini spoiler, but I'm doing this for a reason because I have friends who, they're okay with war films, but if there's any kind of animal cruelty, even if the animals are not real, they don't want to see it. So be forewarned. If you are one who does not like to see any depiction of, animal mistreatment, they rode horses into war and they did not shy away from showing this. So I do need to say, be forewarned. And yet, not that I'm advocating harming animals, the way that they vision that Ridley Scott helped with this team to get these battles, that was incredible. All of the war scenes are very uncomfortable to watch, no matter how well they're done, because they're that well done. Especially the Battle of Austerlitz, which, for those that have seen the trailer, is the one with the ice. So, aside from these gorgeously shot war scenes, I'm not glorifying war, I'm just giving credit where credit is due in filmmaking, there's not much else that stands out for me. Joaquin Phoenix is almost unforgettable as Napoleon and does nothing to make the performance stand out. His Golden Globe nominated performance in Beau is Afraid was actually a stronger performance from him this year, but I'll be talking about that next week. Just as similar, Vanessa Kirby, who usually turns in strong performances and was recognized with an Oscar nomination for her film Pieces of a Woman a few years ago, doesn't do much to make the performance of Josephine memorable. maybe a little bit more than Joaquin does, but not by much. The elements of their relationship present in the film, I mean, I could have done without them. I almost wonder if they had cut, 40 minutes out of this film and just honed in on a 2-hour movie based on Napoleon's war successes and struggles, that could have been a more entertaining film. I usually found myself waiting to skip past some of the backstory, as it were, to get on with the war. And that's saying something because I'm not usually a war movie fan. Ask my friends. So, we're just over a third of the way through the reviews for this season, and this is a first. Unfortunately, Napoleon is getting my lowest rating thus far this season with 2 out of 5 stars. It earns its 2 for the war sequences and the effects, and not much else. But everyone is their own judge. If you haven't seen Napoleon yet and want to, it is still in some theaters and should be streaming on Apple TV Plus. My guess is, maybe within a month. They just announced Killers of the Flower Moon is streaming as of this Friday, January 12th for free on, well, not for free, but streaming on Apple TV Plus, which is 84 days after its theatrical release. So taking the same math into effect, if they do a Friday release, it would be February 9th if they want to go a few days earlier, or February 16th if a few days later. If they want to follow the exact 84, we're going to get it on Tuesday, February 13th. As always, I will check up on it and make sure to update the Where Can I Watch This 2023 edition. And have you checked that out yet? It is on my Facebook page. Do so if you haven't. It was updated yesterday with the Golden Globes with a lot more information on a lot of different awards this season. All right, so there you have it. Please subscribe to the channel if you like what you've heard and you haven't already. Please spread the word. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and compare film reviews with me on Letterboxd. See everyone tomorrow as we begin a new week theme. It's the rest of the Globes. Now, there are more than 7 films that were nominated for Globes that I haven't hit yet, but I'm saving some of them for a bit. But I am going to be getting to some of the best of the rest of the Globes, and I will close up some of the gaps in some of the categories. All right. So until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying, take a break and watch something new.